Hello, my lovely hummingbirds, and welcome back to another episode of Makeup and Motivation here on Pop Culture with your lovely host, Monroe. How's it going, everyone? For today's episode, not only are we taking inspiration from Morticia Addams, the Queen of Queens when it comes to spooky season. Happy spooky season, everyone. I hope it has been an incredible start thus far. I hope it has been spooky and kooky and all things, what's the other word? The Addams family. I hope it's been wonderful. For today's video, though, I'm not going to be covering anything really of what's going on in the news. I am feeling a little burnt out overall, and yeah, so it's just gonna be makeup and motivation on this one, my lovely hummingbirds. You're gonna see me create this gorgeous makeup look that I first started off a few years ago. That jump of a couple years is crazy, let me tell you. And then it's gonna transition to me in 2024. So if you're like, Monroe, your hair, it grew in a split second, I promise you. The growth is incredible. But yeah, for today's topic of conversation, we dive into what it's like giving yourself the greatest love of a lifetime that you've never received anywhere else, and the impacts that it can have. So stick around for the video. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're catching this on Spotify, you're just gonna hear a bunch of motivational stuff, and you should also go watch the video on YouTube. Okay, that's it for me for you for today, my lovely hummingbirds. I love you all so much. I really appreciate it. I do also want to take a moment of silence for the lives that we have lost in the world of music, media, movies, entertainment, and popular culture over the past week or so. I'm already gonna cry, including Dame Maggie Smith and Ken Page, who portrayed Professor McGonagall and the voice of Oogie Boogie. And I am not well. I still want to cry. But yeah, join me now in this moment of silence. Thank you all for joining me in that moment of silence. I greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, happy spooky season. Enjoy the makeup look. And if you are on Spotify only, enjoy, or wherever you listen to podcasts, enjoy the words of motivation you're about to hear. Okay, I love you. Have a good one. Bye. Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. For today's inspiration, as you saw, we're using our queen of the night, Morticia Addams. But specifically the quote, "I'm just like any modern woman, trying to have it all, loving husband, a family. It's just, I wish I had more time to seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade." For today's look, also the star of the show is our Lime Crime Venus Immortalis palette, because it just felt like it was really giving that Morticia Addams, not gloom, but definitely darker twist to the eyes. And honestly, taking inspiration from the 90s film, it just made sense using this palette. But as I mentioned in the introduction, today's episode is going to go over giving ourselves the greatest love we have never received. Now, if you have watched The Addams Family, whether it is the 60s version, whether you were alive during the time the comics first were coming out, or you've looked them up, or have looked at like the animated versions, any of the films, as I have mentioned, the 90s ones are one of my personal favorites, with Angelica Houston and Raul Julia as the main leads for Morticia and Gomez Addams. Now, the Addams family themselves were written, if you also, teehee, shameless plug moment, if you have not looked at or seen or heard my video where I review Wednesday, the series on Netflix, starring Jennifer. Who is Jennifer? What am I channeling? Starring Jenna Ortega. You definitely should check it out, because I go a bit more into the history of the Addams families themselves and the whole dynamic and all of that good stuff. But basically, the Addams family was created to be satire of like the complete opposite of what the traditional American family was at the time, which has become such a pop culture icon because, I mean, everyone wants to love like Gomez and Morticia. It is just iconic. It is everything. That man worships her. I love it, as does she him. And one of the things with Morticia, right? So in her quote that we're using, like, you know, I really am like any modern woman. I want to have it all. And she's having this conversation with Gomez, and he's like, God, mia, like, whatever you want, baby, we'll do it, right? In life, especially in the journey of life, love, and self-healing, oftentimes, right, during the healing process, one of the things where we get really wrapped up in is the idea of, while yes, we start the healing journey to better ourselves and improve our lives, we can, especially if we had previously or are recovering from people-pleasing tendencies. Oh, look, the little shift to 2024 happened. Oh my God, crazy, right? And also, just a little makeup interlude real quick. Make sure you're focusing on the under eye area, because that effect, I really want to have that effect in the makeup look if you do recreate this, so you can have that Morticia, like the light hitting her and only concentrating on her eyes part. Ugh, so cute. But anyway, it's gonna be a lot of baking, y'all. A lot of baking and white eyeshadow. But anyway, one of the focuses that you often get wrapped up in is the idea that you have to heal for the better of those that you care about, especially for, say, your loving family or loving husband or partner or wife or whomsoever, right? Whoever you are wanting to innately improve your life for, right? Because oftentimes it's the healing journey does not always start for everyone with a sense of, I need to get my shit together for me. It definitely does revolve around you and your improvement and your betterment and all that. But oftentimes it can also start as, I have these people that I care about in my life. How do I become better? How do I heal myself from my shit? How do I heal myself from negative aspects that I might have learned? And honestly, my lovely hummingbirds, it is one day at a time. As someone like Morticia Addams, who desires to have it all in life and have more time to seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade. Also, something so funny happened today on that little tangent. Hi, if you're new to pop culture, I do a lot of tangents on time, but I promise there's a point. I was doing this thing so whenever you're going to baptize in the Catholic Church, you basically have to take these classes to prove that, like, you're going to help your godchildren follow the word of God and lead in, like, righteous steps and everything. And this was, like, years ago now. Like, 6 years ago. And I posted it on Snapchat, and the Snapchat memory reminded me, and it was like, when the priest asks you if you reject the Dark Prince and all his hellish forces, and both your parents simultaneously look at you. the way that I cackled when I saw that, I was like, bruh, not me about to record the audio for this Morticia Addams look. Where she says, seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade. I can't. But jokes aside, you have to make sure that you take it day by day, moment by moment, and really love every aspect of you. Love the beautiful family, love the beautiful husband, beautiful wife, beautiful partner, but also make sure that you are still seeking out, whether that is the dark forces in their hellish crusade, or seeking out those things that bring you joy. The biggest love that you can give to yourself in this lifetime, my lovely hummingbirds, besides, stable income and health insurance, and treating your mind, body, and spirit right, is in order to do those things, you have to do it from a place of love and gratitude and grace. Because, does that grace have to come into play? Now, of course, self-deprecation will happen along the way, and that's going to be a very different episode. But giving yourself the grace, giving yourself the space to be, to do the things you love, whether it is to inspire yourself or to inspire others, or inspire others along the way as you continue to inspire yourself, like I do every time I do this podcast. Because I love doing this freaking podcast. It makes me so happy. All these makeup looks. Bringing y'all my little words of wisdom every now and then. Do the things that bring you joy. Make time for it. Make space for it. Because the last day you want to do, my lovely hummingbirds, on your last day, is look back and think, I wish I would have done more of. I wish I would have made more time for. Why didn't I just do it? And if somewhere in all of that, you're thinking, but if I do it, people will say, but if I do it, people will think. Whether you say it or not, whether you do it or not, people are still saying and doing and thinking whatever. Your biggest detriment in all of this, in giving yourself the greatest love, is worrying about everybody else's opinions over the way that you give yourself that love. If you are hurting no one, especially not yourself, because the point is we love ourselves and we grow from those lessons and extracurriculars, it's okay to fight for you. It's okay to do things that bring you joy. It's okay to indulge in moments and things you might not have gotten the chance to for whatever reason or another. Time is a very, very precious thing. It is honestly the greatest currency in this world. In order to give yourself the greatest love that you've never gotten anywhere else, my lovely hummingbirds, you need to make sure that you're giving yourself the time of day the way you do everybody else. The way you secure an open space for those you love, for your responsibilities. What moment in there do you reserve for you? And to feel all of the things, and to feel joy, and be happy, and inspire yourself every day with the little actions you take. Whether it is pampering yourself, doing your nails, making a good meal, watching a happy movie, whatever it is, whatever your happy movie is. I hope this spooky season you take a little extra care, a little extra time to really thrive and live for you. Alright, that's it for me and all of my little inspirational bits. We're wrapping up this makeup look too, which honestly, I was so in love with the fact that I had braids on that day when I was doing it, because I'm like, it's like Wednesday. I cannot articulate today what is happening. It's like Wednesday cosplaying her mom. It's so cute. Or trying to obsessed. I love this so much. I love this makeup look. I love the Addams family, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, as we add that contour to our face, and all I think about is the TikTok sound. As we add the contour to our face to make those very long features, we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye for a moment right before the big reveal. I adore y'all, my lovely hummingbirds. I will catch y'all on the next one. And I don't mean goodbye forever. I just mean goodbye for this episode. As always, les mando mucha paz, muchos besos, y les recuerdo que miren hacia la luna, sending you much peace, many kisses, and reminding you to always look up at the moon, to howl at the moon this season, to enjoy your life. Give yourself the greatest love you've never gotten anywhere else. Not only because you haven't, but because you deserve it. You truly do. And now for the big reveal. Is it giving, cara mia? Is it giving, mon cher? Is it giving absolutely gorgeous? I think so. Anyway, that's it, my lovely hummingbirds. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.